My mom gave me to her boyfriend. During my childhood, my mom always seemed to have a new stream of boyfriends and I never liked them. They came too fast and were gone too quick. I never knew my dad, just knew he didn't want me, so from a young age I developed a strained connection with any man that came into my life. When I was about 6 years old, my mom introduced me to her new boyfriend. He was quiet but nice and never told me what to do or try to take on the parent role like the others. Surprisingly, months passed and he remained a constant presence in our lives without attempting to parent me. Then one night I heard raised voices. I was used to yelling due to my mom's previous behavior and that this happened to be a regular occurrence. I didn't realize until later that my mom was the problem in her relationships, or at least equally at fault. So imagine my surprise when my door burst open and in walks my mother with her boyfriend not far behind. I still remember the way she grabbed my upper arm before forcefully pushing me to her boyfriend, saying, "Here, take her." I never wanted a child anyway. Now let's call her boyfriend Ray. I could tell Ray was pissed and I was scared because I'd never seen a man that angry before. At that point I was sobbing because I was a kid and scared. I had no idea what they were fighting about and things escalated quickly after that. My mom started to go around my room and fill a duffel bag and a backpack with my clothes before hurling them at Ray, who saw that I was crying and started to silently pace back and forth instead of yelling back at her. She started screaming at us to get out and I was still bawling. I even tried to walk to her but she just pushed me back. I remember being so hurt and confused on why she wouldn't hug me before Ray picked me up and scooped my bags off the floor as my mom continued to shout at us. She even started to push his back to move faster, and as soon as we stepped outside she threw this folder at us and said, "That's her birth certificate. Have a nice life," before slamming the door and leaving me in the arms of a man I barely knew. We stood there, him in silence and my crying getting louder, before he looked at me and smiled, saying, "Everything's cool and I'm gonna be okay." He put me in the passenger seat of his massive truck and threw my bags in the back before turning to me and asking, "Do you want to go get ice cream?" Now 13 years later he's the best father I could ask for and I never saw my mom again. I know who she is and where I can find her, but I don't want to. She abandoned her child and I'll never forgive her for that. Whereas my dad has been there for every second of my life since we were kicked out all those years ago.